was an amalgamation of different words and drawings, and he went through and connected everything to the word sun, but he didn't explain the sun at all, or how it, provides light, sunshine, heat, and day to the planet.
By researchers and reporters, investigators, who have found that those supposed people that were in the Challenger are still alive today.
Oh, are they, Santos? This man here is David Weiss Halavini. Looks strikingly like our own David Weiss, but with a beard. Something you aren't telling us, David. This man is Newcastle Knights player Mark Sargent. Been playing a bit of rugby when you were younger, Mark?
Oh, no. We're not watching a 3-minute trailer.
It's not hard to find people that have the same name that look a bit similar.
We remember
What?
Dick Scobie, the commander who spoke the last words we heard from the Space Shuttle Challenger.
This is literally, out of all of history, the most unfortunate name that I ever come across from history is Dick Scobie. Because let's be honest, what is a Scobie? I don't know, but it sure does sound a whole lot like Dick Scabies. And who wants that? Dick Scurvy.
We remember Michael Smith. We remember Judith Resnick. We remember Krista McCall. We remember Ellison Onizuka. We remember Ronald McNair.
Now, these are all fully explainable, as you will see.
People still think the Challenger exploded with these astronauts. It was a horrible thing. Never happened. Yep.
I have to go back to this. This is... They want us to think that these are the same guy? Like, this guy survived, this was on the astronaut, he's the astronaut, and this is him later? Is that what they're trying to do with all these? Because if that's the case,
people still think the Challenger
I got
exploded
news
with
for
these
you.
astronauts. It was a horrible thing. Never happened. Yes, the rocket exploded. There was no one on board.
So imagine you're at the launch of the Challenger. This is a historic moment, and it blows up in midair. Whether you are personally related to somebody on there or don't know anybody, you're going to be a mess. This is an emotional, incredible scene. And CNN was reporting, and they told the cameraman, let's get a live shot of Krista's parents. And when they zoomed in on them, they were giggling. They were laughing. They were smiling.
like, nobody understood what was going on. This person has no idea what they're talking about. Like, so real world situation, right? 10 blocks from your house, there could legitimately be war taking place. 5-10 blocks from your house. You will go on with your day as is because you're not fighting that war and it's over there. And you know what war is. These people aren't rocket scientists. They aren't familiar with the dangers of trying to get into space. They don't know what's going on.
I don't know how you can put a smile on someone's face even if you told them the funniest joke in the world at that very moment. Just look at their face. Is that the face of somebody whose daughter just blew up in the most horrific, violent accident ever? Or is that somebody playing a role, not knowing that they're...
Does anybody look like they're like, oh no, everybody just died that we were here to watch? No, nobody does, because nobody knew what the hell was going on.
...camera and thinking about the money that they may have gotten.
Her parents probably didn't know what was going on at first. They're not regular viewers of NASA. They don't know exactly what's happening all the time. And, as usual, with Flat Earthers, if you look at the footage properly, with the sound, you can see that these images were captured before NASA confirmed that there had been an explosion.
You can hide somebody that's allegedly dead right in plain sight. All you have to do is move them a little farther away, give them a different job, claim that they're somebody else.
But with the same name? Sure, David. Sure.
You don't even need to change their name.
Well, you sort of do, don't you? If you don't want people to get suspicious. I mean, it would probably be the first job, wouldn't it?
So statistically speaking, the odds that almost everyone on the Challenger have exact lookalikes with exact names still existing is kind of laughable, honestly.
And I'm sure you can show us, Witsit, can't you, the maths regarding this statistical humour? No, you can't. Oh, okay.
Exact doppelgangers existing in the world with the same names.
Oh my God, they are trying to claim what I thought they were trying to claim. That's not good. It is not good. Because, like, the two that I went to, right? This guy was clearly not this. Like, obviously this one's just a portrait for some reason this time. But last time they were side-to-side comparisons, right? But this guy was clearly not the same person at all. The nose, the teeth, the eyes, all different. All different. They're not the same person. It's like they just saw the same name and a black guy. Same with him. Same name and an Asian. Like, come on. Not only was it dumb, it's a little, you know, it's just...
And when confronted, they get very nervous, and their stories begin to conflict, and they have the same mannerisms. You know, it doesn't take a lot to put it together, honestly.
The thing is, they're not exact doppelgangers. They look a bit like them at best. And by the way, confronting these people in public is an absolute disgrace. If that was me and I kept getting confronted, then I'd be annoyed. I'd tell you to do one.
Let's start with former NASA astronaut Michael J. Smith, with the same name as this retired professor from the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Michael Smith. Michael Smith. I wonder how many Michael Smiths there are in America.
Are you Michael Smith? Yeah. Professor at university?
Retired.
Retired?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just stopped by because...
At least they're somewhat similar here. Like, oh, never mind. I'm sorry. This is like the same as this, isn't it? Or is this supposed to be the actual astronaut? Because I think it's supposed to be the actual astronaut. But you're trying to tell me he didn't age? Is that what they're trying to show us? Is that this is a different guy, but he didn't age? Or, I mean, the same guy, but he didn't age. Jesus, it's so confusing trying to keep these things correct sometimes, these loonies.
Yeah. Yeah, I just stopped by because...
Yeah, so they're trying to say that the guy in the photo at the bottom was the astronaut that was in the explosion. And, like, the guy that they're filming is the same person at a future point in time, but alive, and apparently doesn't age. All right.
There's a room. Are you aware of that? There's a rumor on the internet that people are saying.
Yeah, it's not me, obviously. I mean, anybody that looks at my background, looks where I was born, it's not me.
And he's bang on. Michael J. Smith of the Challenger mission was born in 1945 in Beaufort, North Carolina. He went on to become an advanced jet plane instructor in the Navy before flying in the Vietnam War and then becoming a test pilot. He joined NASA in 1980. Michael Smith, the professor, was born in Madison, Wisconsin, and worked in health and safety for most of his life. Now, this is a photo of Michael Smith, the professor, in 1990, just over 3.5 years after the Challenger disaster. You really expect us to believe that these are the same people?
I mean, it's interesting that the Michael J. Smith that was the astronaut looks something like me when we were younger, but really not, if you really look at facial recognition.
You never been a pilot, never been in the military?
Nothing like that.
Huh.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all.
And I don't respond to the emails I get. I get probably an email, maybe 2 a month.
Really?
Yeah, and I got one guy that's been really hounding me, and I turned it over to the FBI.
Okay. Yeah, you just sure look a lot. Is the same name?
I know the facial thing, but that's what we look like. What? 40 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Michael J. Smith, identical looks, dimples the same, teeth the same. There's really no denying it.
Are you really, David?
Dimples the same, teeth the same.
Not really. Like, not really. That top lip, the way that he smiles, it pulls completely differently, right? The teeth, not the same. Specifically the front ones. His look like they're more like a pointy angle. His look like they're more flat, right? His ears come away from his head more. His go with his head more, the shape of his head more. There's some significant differences when you have them side by side.
Same. There's really no denying it.
Are you really, David, saying that
they do look very
two
similar,
photos on the screen,
but they are not
their
the
teeth
same.
are the same? Look at them. University Professor Michael's two front teeth are overlapping his incisors next to them. NASA Michael's incisors are all flush with each other. The other thing to take note of is their ears.
Yep.
Totally, totally different. Now, granted, they look a bit alike, but that is not the same person.
No. Not at all the same person. And not only that, but you have to remember, like, your ears are one of the things that typically continues to grow, right? So with your ears growing away from your head like his are, they would end up, like, over here more, whereas his are growing with his head. So they're going back along his head more, not away from his head more the way that these ears would grow.
Before he could finish the question, Michael denied it. Oh, that's not me. That's not me, you know. And
It's because he gets asked all the time.
He says he gets around 2 emails a month about it. He's clearly annoyed about the constant questions.
Not going to happen.
The driveway footage of Michael J. Smith, that's...
Oh no! It's Eddie Bravo! Oh no! His ideas about the flat earth are one of the things I think is the most ridiculous, but I love and respect Eddie Bravo because of legitimately 10th Planet and his knowledge of jiu-jitsu and his love of music. Like, he's very good at the things he's good at, and he's, you know, maybe that's part of why he's so creative is because he's so open-minded and willing to just dive into strange-ass things like, hey, man, the world's flat, and just, you know, maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
It's real. I mean, that can't be a deep fake, you know, so at some point you got to stop trusting liars.
We don't hide our space program. We don't keep secrets and cover things up.
Yeah, they do.
We do it all up front and in public.
No, we don't.
Next is former NASA astronaut Judith Resnick with an exact doppelganger working at Yale University. 37 years have passed and she hasn't...
37 years have passed and she hasn't aged, right?
Even changed her name.
Oh, no? Okay.
Side by side, there's no denying it. When she's approached...
Oh, please. Please. I want that picture.
Side by side, there's no denying it.
Like, is there no denying it? I would say that looks pretty different. Like, once again, similar, but different.
When she's approached, she has a very odd way of not responding.
Hey, Judy? How you doing? I'm from the press. I just had a quick question, if you don't mind.
What press?
I'm from a radio station in San Bernardino. I know there's a conspiracy about the space shuttle. No, I want to be polite. Friendly, just a question. So there's a lot of rumors about you being on that space shuttle. Obviously, you know, if you want to comment, we would really appreciate it.
Why would she comment? She's also sick of it.
Judith is in full panic mode when realizing the press is in her presence.
Not odd at all. And it wasn't panic mode, it was annoyed mode, and I don't blame her.
Exactly.
She's no stranger to being in the spotlight. She even made her way into Hollywood for a quick cameo.
As an American hero.
Again, they do not look the same.
No.
Teeth are different. Noses are different. eyebrows are different. And by the way, Judith Resnick was a professor of law at Yale, as well as working for NASA. Incredible work ethic there.
Their eyes are different as well.
This is Professor Judith in 1990. Again, only...
And by that, I mean the size of their eyes.
3.5 years later, looking nothing like NASA Judith. Well, I don't know about you, but I think I need a bit of a break for this one. We will pick up again next month to continue this comprehensive debunk of Level With Me. It's going to take a few videos, maybe up to 5, but I want to debunk all of it comprehensively. So for now, that means we're all done and dusted for another Flat Earth
There we
Fight.
go.
Thank you so much for watching. It truly is appreciated. If
Oh,
you enjoyed it today,
no.
please consider subscribing to the channel. I'll put a link in the description for the other Flat Earth documentary debunks.
Oh, that
I think
sucks.
there's another 6 videos from the 2 separate documentaries. And of course, if you really liked today's video, hit that like button. Just enough time to once again thank Raycon for sponsoring today. Remember, visit buyraycon.com/SciManDan to get 15% off your first purchase of Raycons. I've been SciManDan. It's...
Alright, well, we've dropped a like on this. Apparently, the stream disconnected and reconnected, but it didn't tell me anything until literally just a couple seconds ago when I got the pop-up over here on the other monitor. So, that is unfortunate. I can't fix that for some reason. Apparently we didn't have bitrate, it says. That's weird. Because it's... whatever. It just... I don't know why it does that. I don't know why Streamlabs sometimes just drops frames like that. And the bitrate goes to hell. I've tried figuring this out, and I just... no clue. No clue what is going on with that at all.